Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a Tarot Oracle reading. This is a bonus reading for August the 12th. And it is the new moon total solar eclipse. And you, Gemini, are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Gemini, we all have a little bit of Gemini in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart done, which house is it in? That would give you more clarity as to your situation now. Also, this is general, meaning that it's for all Geminis, and collective, more specifically for people that have subscribed to my channel. That's my collective. And this is also a timely reading. So if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Take what resonates for you and leave the rest. So we do have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a great start to the reading. There's a lot of new energy with the new moon. Yay. So the Wheel of Fortune is talking about your fortune is changing for the better. There's actually 3 wheels on the Wheel of Fortune. The past, the present, and the future, all synchronizing together in the now moment. And this is talking about moving forward in God's plan. This is, on the wheel, on one of them, there are the Hebrew letters for the name of God, which is tetragrammaton. And a tetragrammaton is a sacred geometric symbol talking about equalization of all forces coming into perfect order. So this is about you being on your destined path and things are moving forward in a really strong way. The new moon energy is, the new moon is in the sign of Leo, and it is opposed by the energy of Aquarius. Now, that's the sign that's opposite on the zodiac wheel. And the Leo energy, like this Leo Aquarius is also an eclipse happening. It's a total solar eclipse. And eclipses happen in series. The energy is talking about, like the last time we had similar energy to this was from August 2016 to January 2019. Before that, February 2008 to August of 2009. And way back in 1998, if you want to go back that far, August in 1998 to July of 2000. If you look back in time, that may give you an idea of, this is very similar energy to that time, and it's like a series that happens of eclipses during those time frames. It might give you further idea or clarity as to what's going on here. Generally with eclipse energy, it lasts about 6 months. And like it's something in the background, though. It's not something that's really obvious a lot of the time. And I really advise people, like at this time, if to take a few moments to write down like 5 or even 10 points of something you'd like to get accomplished in this new 6-month cycle, and then put it away. It could be something as simple as cleaning out a closet that you've been avoiding doing. But you might be surprised when you look 6 months later how many of those you can check off, and it's satisfying to do so. The eclipse energy quite often does bring about some profound change. We have the Leo energy is at the top here. So the Wheel of Fortune is the underlying energy for you, for Gemini, for this full moon. Let's see what's going on here. We have the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is one of 4 queens in the Minor Arcana. She is representing the element of air, and this is represented by the sword. Swords in tarot represent your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. It's also a double-edged sword, so it's talking about being able to use your intuition as well as your logic. Out of all the queens in the tarot, the Queen of Swords is considered to be the most cold of them. But it really isn't her true nature a lot of the time. It's just that she's been there, done that, and she has the t-shirt. And she's not in the mood for putting up with any bullshit from anyone. You see this little bird in the background there. It's representing that she's an individual. And out of all the signs, the queens and the kings in the tarot, the sword energy is most likely to be separated or divorced at some point. And then this is talking about she has clarity. Her head is out of the clouds. Maybe she hasn't had this kind of clarity before, and she knows what she wants. She does have her left hand extended, and she does have her right hand. She's holding the sword in her right hand. So this is talking she's willing to receive, but she also doesn't want to have to put up with any bullshit. So she's like, if you're going to come in to have a conversation with me, you better come in direct, and I'm not tolerating any bullshit from anyone. Now it's interesting because she does have her left hand out to that, like the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords are facing each other. So this could be talking about, like, the Queen of Cups is the most traditional of all the people that are of all the queens in the tarot. There's 4, and she is holding this cup of love. She's more likely to be someone who is like in a traditional marriage. Someone that's been in it plans to be in it for a long time. So this could represent your energy. This may have been you, and you're looking at yourself in the past. And it's kind of like you had this idea that your marriage was going to last, it doesn't have to be about marriage here. It could be something that you're letting go of because you want something different in your life now. And it can also be talking about wanting to be able to get back into this loving energy. You don't want to be cold. It's just that you have been through a lot here. There's a lot of juggling going on here. So let's see. The Queen of Cups is, as I said, would be most likely to be in a traditional marriage. And this energy is talking about, her cup is like a trophy. And this would be someone that would be kind of like trad wife energy, or like from the old days, when one income would suffice for most families, and women would be home and stay home, and that would be their main occupation, is being a homemaker and looking after the children and the home and all of that type of energy. So this is talking about her cup of love is like a trophy, and it's also saying, the lid on it is saying that she is a container of unconditional love. So this may have been your energy, and you are kind of getting back to this energy, but way smarter than you used to be by the looks of this here. And by smarter, I mean you've been through enough that you understand how the world works, and what you want to do, what you want to tolerate in your life, and what you don't. Now we do have the 2 of Pentacles here. Now Pentacles in tarot represent the money of, they do represent money, but this is the energy of health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. And money is a very big part of that. And it could be talking like after divorce that you have been really juggling money. Now, you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want. So maybe before you had way more money, but you didn't have the love. And now you want both. So this is talking about you want to have both. That's the energy I'm picking up from this. You may have been very busy making changes in your life. Now, if this isn't a divorce from like in a marriage or something like that, it could be talking, this Queen of Cups energy quite often can talk about the energy of your maternal bloodline. And so this could be something that's happened between you and your mother, or this energy represents people who are people that you look up to as a mother. It could represent aunts. It could represent female cousins, sisters, that type of energy. So there may have been something that has happened there, or it can also represent an energy of just the maternal line. And this could represent your mother's energy. and trying maybe looking back at how your mother raised you and how different your life is now. There's quite a few different energies coming in here. The Gemini energy also, it's the twins. And so this could be saying, you know, there's things you really, really like about this energy. And maybe that was the energy you were in, and then you got divorced or separated. And now you're juggling and two different lifestyles, basically. That's what the energy I'm picking up here. And or maybe you used to be like this and you had to put up with a lot of bullshit when you were in this energy, and you prefer this energy, but you still want to have that love, you know, that you used to have for yourself, like that freedom to love, because we do have an Ace of Cups down here. So this is talking about being really busy, multitasking, and it can be juggling lifestyles, which is shown here. So in any regard, this could be, it doesn't have to be about marriage, but it could be about, you know, changing careers or moving to a new country or moving to a different city, or becoming married after being single a long time, you know, making that choice. It's about being busy with a lot going on. And what the warning with this card is it's saying if you're multitasking, that's a great skill to have, but take the time to really take a look at what's going on, because if you're juggling a lot, you can get to the point where you have more quantity than quality, and then you end up having to do things twice, or making, you know, having to go back and do things over kind of energy. And this is something that can gain momentum and sneak up on you and you don't realize it. It also talks about juggling your options, but not your morals. Now, this could be an energy where maybe someone in your relationship was juggling their morals and their options, and that's why you are no longer with them. But it's really interesting down here, because I feel like you, this is the Leo energy, wanting to be a leader, that type of energy. And the thing is about this new moon eclipse energy, what it's really bringing out is it can be really looking at long-term changes, and particularly in your romance, in your dating, your hobbies, your sports, like how you want to, you know, fill your days, basically. And it's also talking about flaws in the systems that maybe you were in the past and that you are presently in, and wanting to correct those ways of being so that you get more of what you want here. And then it's also talking about, sometimes this can be talking about redoing the something and doing it in a different way, or it can be talking about stepping in a whole new way of doing things. And it's also talking about, like, the Leo energy wants to be an individual and have that freedom to be an individual. This Leos are natural born leaders, so that part of the moon wants that. And then opposing that energy across the wheel is Aquarius. And Aquarius also likes the individuality, but the Aquarius energy takes more, like maybe you might have a family that you have to consider, you know, and taking in, you know, like the opinions of others around you more. The Leo energy wants to be the leader, and you just follow me, do as I say. And the energy of the Aquarius is like, well, how do you want to go about doing this? It's more inclusive. And so we do have victory here in this opposing energy, and this is shedding light on what's going on. And so it brings out the hidden illusions and secrets of the moon energy. And we do have this energy of victory. So this is talking about after a battle or a competition or just a battle within yourself, and, you know, like, and having to deal with the way your life, you know, this juggling energy, that you come out victorious, and you do so because you're able to contain your emotions and discipline your mind. And that's being shown here. And other people are willing to follow you as a leader because you've proven yourself. And these people in the background might be a little disgruntled. They might have thought, we didn't really want to do it your way. Or like, if this is maybe about career, this can be talking, maybe these people, it was a position that you applied for, and these people also applied for that position, and they would have really liked to have had it, but they have to admit that you came out the leader. Like, you can see how proud you are. So you're proud of yourself and proud of the way you've carried yourself through whatever this is. And then we have the Ace of Cups. And this is talking about a new cup of love coming in. And so this is a gift from the divine and also from the universe collaborating to bring in what you've always really wanted, what you deserve. And this is this improvement in your life. So you might be saying that you went cold for a while and you've been maybe single for a while after getting divorced. And now you are ready for new love. Or it could be you were in one, you had a career in one thing and then you decided to do something else, and now you're ready to move forward with that energy. Or you have, maybe it can be regarding a lot of things. That the cups of love can be about romance for sure, and with these cards quite often, but it doesn't have to be. It can be also about partnerships and commitments with other people, places, things, and it can also even be something that you love to do or be. So this is talking out of all the hardship. The beautiful water lilies are growing from the mud, right? And so this is talking about you have clarity now, you know what you want. This is talking about a new love coming in that is, peaceful and, it's everlasting. It flows. It keeps replenishing itself like a fountain. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So this is saying either you have met someone that you want to offer a cup of love to, or they want to offer a cup of love to you. And it's talking about also, if it's not the romantic love, like maybe having more love for yourself, and information coming in that supports something that you love to do or be. But from a romantic love point of view, this is the knight in shining armor coming in with a love offer that is, the divine is saying, this is the perfect opportunity for you. You're going to love being in love. That's the energy I'm picking up. So this is definitely talking about a shift in energy for you, for a lot of love coming in. You're only the third reading that I've done so far for this eclipse, but all three of them now up to this point are talking about having that love coming in and having the choice of having, sometimes this can even represent, if you are in a relationship, that it has new passion coming in, and it's like renewing your vows type of energy. We do have, like, from the bottom here, the cup of love coming in that is definitely an upgrade in your energy after being in a colder energy, being single and not wanting to have another partner or if in your life. And then here we have victory, like you've managed to work through a lot of this and you're willing to now bring other people's opinions, etc., into your life. And this juggling energy between two different lifestyles, you're kind of like, I feel like this is like having that balance in between the two, having a more balanced relationship with yourself and with others. And then also this is talking about having maybe that traditional marriage, that love that you've always wanted, like having that energy, and that being like, whichever way it happens, it's talking about it being a real bonus for you. So I'm going to clarify with my oracle cards, and this is Tales from the Vector. And the underlying energy, this is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. The numbers on the cards are representing the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website, which is talesfromthevector.com. And I'll put them in the description box below in the order they appear here with the information. So if you want, you can go take a look at them after. This is one of the paintings from the oracle. So the anger is coming in. You may have been like and it might be righteous anger. I mean, it's better to feel your anger and get through it. But at the same time, you don't want your anger to be the way that you are for the rest of your life. Even though, you might be justified in having anger. People sometimes use anger as a motivational force, but it's not the best way. It's really acidic, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. So if you're angry and then you start a family, then you find someone a partner who's also angry, and then you angrily raise your children together, and then they raise angry children, and they raise angry children. It goes down the family line, and it leaves the person saying, well, I know great-great-grandmother was really pissed off about something, but I don't want to be pissed off too. You don't even know her, and you don't know what it really was that you're supposed to be so angry about. It looks like there was some sort of temptation in a relationship. Sometimes this can be about juggling morals. And so there could have been like a third-party relationship where that kind of energy that you're angry about, someone broke their word to you, or that type of energy. That could be in business partnerships and commitments. It could be about family. It could be about a lot of things. So the devil, when it comes up, it's talking about temptation and someone giving into temptation. So when this card comes up, I always like to cover it with the next card up. I want to see, you're not going to get the truth from the manipulative energy from the devil. So I like to see what's the next card up. Does it, what's it about, or does God cover you? And we have Cancer. It's talking about this moon. So it's saying use your intuition regarding this situation. Watch your emotions. You don't want to be all over the place with your emotions right now. Feel intuitively the direction that you want to go into. Engage in the energy, but don't get drowned by it. Sometimes, the full moons and the new moons, and especially the eclipse ones, can really have like a lot of emotional energy. And with the eclipse seasons, the thing about eclipses is, a solar eclipse is when the sun disappears like for a short period of time. This is a new moon solar eclipse, but it's like when the moon's energy blocks out the light of the sun, and the sun represents God's energy, and the new, like the darkness, can represent this temptation energy of not knowing which way to go, like not being on your destined path. We have harmony. This is talking about your throat chakra and speaking your truth, and understanding that you are meant to have harmony in your life. I feel like you've maybe had a lot of energy coming towards you that's been, where you're having to battle and all of that energy. And this is saying it's time for harmony in your life this year. And then we have like choose love over the other energies. And then we have father figures here. So this could represent someone that is, is the father of your children that was juggling their energy. This quite often can represent like third-party energy. This can also represent energies. You could be a father, and it could have been the other way around. This can be father figures. So we do have a lot of family energy coming in. The father figures card can represent, people besides, the fathers of your children, or you are a father, your own father, and, uncles, male cousins, brothers, that type of energy. That might be, something that you've been having to juggle. And then we have the High Priestess. So the best time, eclipses and new moon and full moon energy, really powerful times to use your intuition. And I feel like that's going to go a long way into making strong choices moving forward for you, and being more joyful in the energy. Like you might be nervous about getting in a relationship after you've gone through one that has caused you like this anger and all this this energy, but you deserve to have love in your life. And it's talking about you've been victorious in overcoming this energy. You deserve to have what you want to feel fulfilled. So what else is going on here? We have the perception. So yeah, I just feel like someone felt the grass was greener on the other side, but now they realize it was fake. And you realize that it was fake as well. And so if someone's trying to, it can lead to energy where it's either this or that. I'm either, it's either my way or the highway kind of energy. And I feel like you're a little bit in that energy here, but this is showing now you're learning, okay, that this is, if I want to be happier, I have to let go of this fear and this anger and breathe again and allow the love to come in, and recognize that, you've done a lot of that inner work the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. And this is coming in from the divine. This is an anointed love. So maybe in the past you were in a relationship with someone or more than one person that was a little bit immature. Both of you, it might have been you were both too young to really understand what you were really getting into when you made commitments. And so this is talking about having a lot more ability to be able to take into account other people, where they're at, and have good judgment in that. And then we have the strength. I feel that this is definitely saying that this reward is coming in for you because you have the integrity and the strength to take a look at yourself and say, okay, if I want to have a better life, then this is the way I need to do things from now, and move forward in a strong way. This is a really good reading for you, Gemini. It's talking about being able to really look at both sides, look at what other people need in their life, but also still insist on being that individual, and taking a leadership role when it comes to what you want in your life, rather than following someone else's energy. I feel like that maybe is kind of, you maybe gave some of your power away in the past, and now you're reclaiming it and saying, I'll take into account other people, but I'm not going to, I'm not just following blindlessly what's going on. I'm going to assert myself. Really good energy. I feel like this will get you a long way. This is a good way to usher in this new moon eclipse energy. Thank you for your time and energy, and your likes, comments, shares, subscribes. I really do appreciate them all, and I will be back with another reading for you soon. Bye for now, Gemini.